Hi folks, West Kentucky Outdoors here. Today we're going to be making another type of fly lure known as a fur fly. I'm kidding. These are flies made out of fur. I don't have fur on me, but another way to make flies like this is also another way to make feather flies. Take it, scrap some of the fuzz off of the feather here. You can just take your knife, scrap it right off, and it works amazingly. So let's get you down here. Well, get you up here so you can see. This actually was a lot easier the last time I tried, and then I lost all this stuff. But you just see, you take your knife. This is extremely hard. Be extremely careful. You just start cutting some of that fuzz off of the feather. And I don't recommend taking a whole bunch. I'm going to actually be saving this feather so I can make a lot more of these things and catch a lot of fish on these, because these flies here, if you're watching this video, you're probably looking for a fly fishing video, how to make your own flies. So you probably already know this, but these are popular for panfish. Some people use them for bass. Most people, including me myself, would use them for trout. And also, you probably know you need to have contrast. You see, I'm using dark feathers with extremely light line. So yeah, that works amazingly. Also, you can add dark wrapping around this if you want to, but that's up to you. This does get extremely messy, so make sure you clean up after yourself and use all of the fuzz that you get off your feather. And I don't usually make my flies like this. If you want to see how I usually would make flies, go see my last fly tying video. But this is what I've gotten so far. That's it. You're not going to get a whole bunch off feathers like this. Where's that feather at? This is just a simple parrot's feather. Not really a parrot, but what are they called? A parakeet? Right. Cockatiel. Cockatiel is a cockatiel feather. Took me a while, but yeah. You see dark and bright colors on here. Most of them's dark. And that's what you want if you've got light line. You can see my last one. I used a darker thread for that, but this is all I have right now. So yeah, also something I just now remembered, and I'm so stupid for this, you need a hook. You need a hook to make lures, so I will get to doing that right. Okay, got my hook right here. I, again, didn't look up what size hook this was, so I don't know. And, put your feathers here, fur, fuzz, and put that in a safe spot where you don't lose it. And then, just like my last video, you're going to take your thread. If you didn't watch my last video, I'm going to do that too, right now. So again, just like sewing, you pretend your hook here's the needle, you have the eye, this right here is your sewing thread. You gotta poke thread through the eye of the needle, bring it down all the way. Also, if you know what snell tying is, again, is exactly the same, almost exactly the same, but a little bit harder work into fly tying than you do snell tying. And then you just keep wrapping it, and it makes an amazing fishing lure. And again, whenever you get towards the bottom of the fly, to make it look natural, because that's the stomach area, and you know most bugs, they have a thicker abdomen, so you want to make that thicker down there so it looks a little bit better. So this is going to be more of like one of the smaller bugs out there, is what this is going to be doing, so it's just not going to be that much thicker down there. again, you want to make this look as best as what you want to make this look like a natural bug, not just a bunch of feathers and string thrown together and thrown into water, because they will know, the fish will know. You gotta make it look like what they're actually eating, and you gotta cast what's in the river, lake, or stream that you're going for. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Is a lot trickier than feather tying, because this stuff is absolutely messy, and you can see you gotta pay a lot more attention to this. But if you do it right, you can get it to be amazing. This is not perfect, so we're gonna put some more feather fuzz at the top. You don't want it to just be a couple of these sticking out unless you're doing a top water, which this is a top water, but not necessarily having to be a top water if you put a certain kind of fly weight on it, which can make it be nymph type lure. So now we're going to wrap this around. I might not have enough feathers up right now for it. If I don't, then this will just have to be spider fly, which I have no problem with. My dad would have a problem with it though, he's scared of spiders. I go fishing with him with these things one day and be like, no, get those things away from me. I'm actually running out of string space down here. That's why you don't want to overdo this, because you can run out of space for this and you won't be able to tie. So you're going to notice with these, you're going to run out of fuzz quickly, because you don't get that much. So just make more. Carve some more. I have a feather. Like I said, I'm going to be, if I have any more of this feather left after I do this, then probably going to be using it for some more of these. I'm running out of hooks, so I probably won't be making fly lures. It'll probably be some sort of jig, but it'll be made the exact same way, so I don't have to put those on this just yet. And then now, I'm going to add this one at the bottom and start wrapping it there. This one's not nearly perfect, but it's fine. And since we got all we need at the bottom, let's put some more at the top. Dang it. You'll mess up a lot doing this. A lot. But I keep going. If you want to make it right, you gotta keep going. You can't just give up because you messed up once or twice. Who knows, you might make something that smashes fish, even though that doesn't look really natural. The fish might love it. I don't recommend trying to do that though, because that can get extremely hard to catch fish on. There's a nice chunk. Okay, it doesn't look like I'm going to have much of this left. But if I do, then again, make sure you're cutting away from yourself. Don't get too close to your finger. Don't hold your knife like this. You might cut your finger off. Hold it like this and do it that way so you don't hit your finger. This knife is not cutting through the feather at all. So might just have to. Man, that is hard. Ooh. Jeez. I almost did it there. Again, be super careful doing this. Don't chop your finger off. This should be fine for now. Again, you're going to need a lot more fuzz at the top with most of these. You don't have to, but, you know, that helps. Oh, geez, I'm running out of line, too. This thing used to be like 9 feet long. Really, like 30, 40 feet long, feet of string, and I've used a whole lot of it today. Okay. And again, when you're all done, this isn't exactly what I wanted. And I've got a lot of feather fuzz left. Like I said, this stuff can get real messy. Just want to cut your line. And then that line you stuck through the eyelet, which is this line that we threw down here. If you can remember, you want to wet it down a little bit. That makes it a little bit thinner, so you can stick it back through the eyelet. Which can get extremely tough at this point. You might even have to cut a little bit off. Don't do that part with your teeth, though, because that can mess it all up. Yeah, it looks like I might have to cut a little bit off. Not much. Don't cut much off. Oop, I almost got it. There we go. And again, if you don't understand how I'm tying this thing up to make it stay, go check out some of my favorite people. One of my favorite people that did a video about snell tying was Catfish and Carp. So go check him out. He has a video of this. It's the only one I really know. Just look up snell tying and it'll show you how it's just sticking line through it and then wrapping around itself. It's that simple. And also, something I didn't do in my last video that messed up is I didn't have an extra tie on here, so what we're going to do is we're just going to start tying it. Might want to tie it 2 or 3 times, just so it stays, which is hard. Dagnabbit, Tyler. Sorry for that. That messed up a little bit. You don't have a lot of line to tie with. It can get pretty tricky, so I'm not going to tie the bottom, even though the bottom's the most important part of tying. I'm going to tie the top because as long as the top doesn't come loose, it's very unlikely that the bottom will. I do not know. I messed up. Well, I don't know how this tying trick works. I don't know these things. I don't know why it stays together so amazingly. Like, you can go fishing with this and catch big catfish with this, and this stuff won't come through. It's amazing. I love it. It's perfect for snelling. Like I said, that's why they call it snell tying. Well, that's what I use it. So I'm going to show you with my pliers. I'm going to show you just what this looks like. Also, professional showcasing for fly lures. So you take the bottom of this, pinch your pliers right there, and boom, there you go. Now this camera is extremely blurry, so you're not going to see it perfectly. But there's what it looks like. A mayfly mosquito. Of course, I'm probably going to put that weight on this one. Either this one or the one that has the thinner, dark wrap around it. I'd say it's turned out not amazing, but it turned out better than nothing. It's better than a hook and a worm, even though that'd probably work a lot better than this. And it's easier to cast too, so fly fishing isn't my thing, but it is fun, and you can catch a lot of fish with it. Almost every fish you can think of eats flies. Will bite a fly lure. So what we're going to do is put this lure right in my fly tackle box. Where'd that go? Okay, I don't know what I did with my line, but you're going to like I said, this stuff is extremely messy. So just clean it off. Anything that got on, clean it off. Clean it from down here, here, here. You can see just how much I got. I don't know if you can see that, but what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put it in another section of my tackle box, so if I have to, I can use it later. That's hard to do. Also, another fishing tip: do not mix your fly lures and your regular lures. You might get them mistaken with a crappie jig, and you also might end up losing a fly lure because of that. Don't ask me how that would happen, but it's extremely possible. Another thing is, don't mess up whenever you're practicing fly fishing. When that stuff gets tangled, it ain't getting untangled. Now, with a feather, this will not fit in my tackle box like in any of these slots up here, because you see that, like, it just doesn't fit in there. So what I do is I lay it across like this and just close it on top of this, and boom, it's just inside there. You can see it? It's stuck in there, ain't coming out. It's perfectly fine. You know, see, there's all my lures. I got long tails. I got 2 long tails. These 2 right here, long tails. Short stub mayfly. That's what I'm gonna call it. No, that's my regular mayfly. So this one right here, my mayfly. I don't know what I'm gonna call this one yet. It's either gonna be some kind of spider topwater or some kind of nymph. This one, same thing. And this one down here is the one we made today, which is probably going to end up as a spider or mosquito or mayfly. Again, mayflies in reality, you gotta do what you have locally. Some people have black and yellow striped mayflies here. We have black and white mayflies, and we have yellow mayflies. So that's what I would start doing, like that. Works amazingly. Catch you some fish. And that's all you need to know. So you're just going to have to pack your stuff up. Didn't really use the pliers all that much, but you're just going to pack your stuff up. Clip this back onto your belt if you have to. Just so you know, if you ever forget your tackle box and all you have is some sewing thread, a hook, and a couple feathers that you found off the ground, that will catch fish perfectly. So, if you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below what you want me to do next. I will try to do it as soon as possible. And don't make any guarantees that it will happen, because a long time ago, I've still got people commenting about that. Whenever I said I was going to do a hunting or fishing video a long time ago, I went fishing and I went hunting, I just didn't record it. I tried to, but it didn't really work out that well, and I left my phone inside, so I didn't record it. So sorry about that. I'll see you in the next video. This has been West Kentucky Outdoors. Click that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.